everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can tell by the title of this video, I will be showing you what's on my iPad. So I have the iPad Pro in space gray. I got this in 2020, so it's less than 2 years old, and I have the 11-inch screen, and I have the one with 256 gigabytes of storage. So yeah, I really love this thing. It's such a good purchase, probably like one of my favorite purchases that I made. I use this so much like every day, and we'll get into what I use it for when we get more into the apps. So yeah, so the accessories that I have for it is, first I have this case, which I really like. The case is from the brand Logitech, so it just looks like this. As you can see, it has like a magnetic flap here. So when you open the case up, it just has the keyboard, and then it has the Magic trackpad, which I like to use these for different things. Having a keyboard is really handy because you can also treat your iPad like a computer if you want to, and yeah, we can get more into that later. And then I also like that it has like a flap here that you can adjust different heights, as you can see, depending on what you're using it for. If you're working, if you're watching something on it, if you're reading, it really comes in handy. So yeah, I definitely recommend this case if you're looking for a case with a keyboard that's really sturdy, really protective. I recommend this one. I will leave it linked in the description box down below. I know that Apple also sells a keyboard case that is very similar to this one, but this one was less expensive and it does the same thing. I actually kind of like this one more. So there's a lot of different options, but I definitely recommend this one. Okay, so then the next accessory that I have for my iPad is just the Apple Pencil Generation 2. It's white. You can buy replaceable heads for the tip of the pencil because it does get worn out with use. So you can order them off of Amazon, you can order them off of Apple. I've only ever changed it twice. I also have this like pink silicone cover, which I ordered off of Amazon, and this is good so that the pencil isn't like slipping through your fingers while you're writing or using it, which I really like. And I think it also makes the pencil more comfortable to use. And then I also like that the Generation 2 pencil just charges by magnetically connecting to your iPad, which makes it super convenient to charge. So it's basically always charged when I need it, and I never have to really worry about losing it because it's always just stuck to my iPad. And the last accessory that I have is just a paper-like screen protector, and the paper-like screen protector is like more textured than a regular screen protector, and it helps to mimic and imitate writing on a real paper. I feel like it's less like slippery than writing on the screen. Some people like it, some people don't. Personally, I like it, so I'm happy that I got like the paper like screensaver. So yeah, those are just like all the main accessories I have for my iPad, the only ones I really use. I don't really think you need more than this, but depending on what you're using it for, you might want to look at getting more accessories or less. So now we're gonna get into the actual apps that I have on my iPad, and my current screensaver is one that I made. It's just like a pink aura screensaver, which I think is really cute. Okay, so I just moved over here so we can get into seeing what the actual apps on my iPad are. And yeah, so I just started screen recording. This is what the main screen of my iPad looks like. I have all of the different folders for my apps at the top, and then when I swipe to the side, I have the clock, which is not really necessary, but I never really changed that much stuff like that on my iPad. Then I have the charging thing, and then I just have like news app on the side. And yeah, so as you can see, it's very like simple and like minimal. I don't really do the whole like widget thing on my iPad, but if you're into it, you can definitely do it. But I just like to keep my iPad like super simple and minimal, just because, well, I graduated university, but I mainly got this for school and university to take notes on and stuff like that. So I want to keep it super minimal and simple so that I wasn't getting distracted by like different stuff on my iPad. So yeah, anyways, so I have 6 different folders at the top of different apps, and then at the bottom I have the main apps that I use. So I have Messages, I have Spotify, which I use for music and podcasts. Then I have the Books app, which I use to read books. The book I'm currently reading is The Silent Patient. I really like reading books on my iPad. I'm still trying to figure out if I like more reading books on my iPad or reading physical books. The last book I read was Daisy Jones and the Six, and I'm currently reading The Silent Patient. So yeah, and as you can see, these are the other books that I plan on reading in the future. A lot of Colleen Hoover. So next I have the Mail app, which is self-explanatory. Then I have Safari. And yeah, so those are like the main apps that are always docked down below because I like to have them out for easy access. So let's just go into the first folder. So the first one is just essentials, and I'm not really going to explain anything in here. I think it's really self-explanatory. We have calendar, FaceTime, clock, settings, notes, contacts, app store. The Logitech Control app is just like the app that you use to connect your iPad to the actual keyboard case. Calculator and files, these are just like apps that like come with your iPad and come with like every Apple device, so I just keep them there. And then in the next folder I have extra. These are just like random apps that like don't really fit in other categories, so I just put them in this folder. So we have reminders, voice memos, maps, Find My iPhone, Apple TV, news, measure, home, shortcuts, Fonts. Fonts is the app that I use. It's kind of an extra app, you don't really need to get it, but I just wanted to make the font on my iPad different. So as you can see, the titles of all the different folders are different than the regular font that Apple uses. So it comes with a lot of different fonts, so there's a lot to choose from. Next I have Among Us, which is, I'm pretty sure everyone knows what Among Us is, but it is a game, and I used to like playing it on my iPad when I used to play it a lot with my roommates, because I like to play it on a bigger screen because I thought it was easier to see things while you're playing it. I just really like the experience of playing on my iPad, but I have not played that game in a really long time, but I still have it just in case, you never know. Then I have HelloFresh, because I used to get HelloFresh a lot while I was in university, but I paused my subscription membership because now I'm like back at home. And then, but I still keep the app on my iPad because I like to go back and look at different recipes that I made in the past and remake them, because they actually have a lot of really good recipes that I always go back and make. Next I have the Amazon app, which is self-explanatory. It's just the app that you can use to order stuff off of Amazon. Then I have Translate and Magnifier, which I think are just things that like automatically come with your iPad. So the next folder is Watch, and the Watch folder just has like my different subscription services to watch TV shows and movies and stuff like that on. I really like watching stuff on my iPad because it's just a really good experience watching stuff on my iPad. I kind of feel like an iPad kid sometimes because I will like mostly just watch things on my iPad as opposed to anything else. So the apps that I have are, I have the Crave app, which is like basically the Canadian version of like HBO Max. Then I have Netflix, Disney Plus, and Prime Video. Next we have the Social app, and this has like different like social media apps. We have my YouTube app, which is obvious, and then I have my YouTube Studio. My YouTube Studio is my app that I use to help that has certain like information about my channel and helps me keep track of different things, and it's just a really good app to use if you are a YouTuber and make videos. It shows you, it's just like an easier way of showing you certain information than having to go on the actual YouTube app. Next I have YouTube Tracker, which is another app which helps me track my subscriber count and my watch time hours. Then I have TubeBuddy, which I actually haven't used TubeBuddy in a while, but this is like another app that I use to help with like YouTube and content creation, stuff like that. Next I have Facebook, then I have TikTok, and like I don't really use TikTok on my iPad that much, but sometimes like I like need to find something really specific on TikTok, and like I don't have my phone with me, so I need to just quickly look it up on TikTok, but I don't really go on it. If I go on TikTok, it's mostly on my phone. And then we have Storygraph, which is the app that I use to track my, and the last app that I have in this folder is Storygraph, which is the app I use to keep track of the books I'm reading, the books I want to read, and stuff like that. I can also enter in reviews of books in there, and it gives you a lot of, based on books you've read previously, it gives you recommendations on other books that they think you may like. It's basically a different version of Goodreads, but I heard this app is better than Goodreads. I never really use Goodreads, so I can't really compare it, but you can also like follow friends on this app and you can see what they've been reading. So yeah, I'm not going to show you it right now because it's not even logged in right now. It's only logged in on my phone. So yeah, but I definitely recommend you check out this book if you're into reading. It also shows you different stats of your trends of your reading, like how many pages you, like the average amount of pages you read in a day, stuff like that. I really like it. And also you can have like reading challenges on there, like how many pages do you want to read in a year, how many books do you want to read in a year, and it helps you keep track of it. Okay, and then the next folder I have is my photo folder, which I use for mainly for YouTube and like creating different like thumbnails and stuff like that. So the first app I have is Visco. I don't really use it that much anymore because I just kind of grew out of my whole Visco phase, but it has a lot of nice filters on it. So yeah, the next app I use is PixArt, which is probably like one of the main apps I use for making my thumbnails. And yeah, I think it's a really cool app. You can do a lot of cool stuff on there. And the next app that I use is Fonto. Fonto is another main app I use for making my thumbnails, and I use it to basically just add the text to my my thumbnails. Then I have the camera app, and then I have Photo Booth, and then Pinterest. I love Pinterest. I'm a big Pinterest girl user. As you can see, this is what my Pinterest feed is looking like right now. Pinterest is probably like my favorite form of social media other than YouTube, but it's my favorite. I love scrolling on it for inspiration, nail inspiration, fashion inspiration, decor inspiration, everything. It's just, I love Pinterest. So yeah, I love making different boards on there. I like do a lot of stuff with Pinterest. Okay, so the next app I have is Magic Eraser, which is another really cool app that I like. It can basically turn any picture into a PNG picture, and you can use it to erase the background, and it just really comes in handy when you're making thumbnails. So like, I'll quickly show you it. So this is a picture I used for like my last thumbnail. If I wanted to take away the background, I could just like click on the erase button, and basically like everything that's turning checkered is gonna be gone. So then I'm just gonna be left with my head, and I can use that to make my thumbnails. So like, this is a really quick like version of doing it. Like obviously I'd do it better, but yeah. And then I would just be done, and then I can just save the transparent background version of it. So yeah, if you want to make like different stickers or like PNG pictures or anything, I definitely recommend this app. It works so well, and I've used it so much for a lot of different things. The next app I use is iZip, and this is like a app that you can use to unzip any like folders that are zipped, if that makes sense, because you know how some folders you download them, they're zipped. So by using this app you can unzip it and you can use it on your iPad. The next two apps I have are Clip Studio and IBIS Paint X, and these apps I honestly haven't used in a while, but I did have them for school for certain like making engineering drawings, stuff like that. I'm not really going to show it because like I don't really use it that much. The next app I have is my Photos app, and then I have Procreate, which is an app that which is a paid app, but I want to get more into using it and using it more for making certain graphics on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I have it because I know this is like a really good app. I've used it before, but I definitely want to use it more for creating more graphics. And then the last app I have is Canva, and Canva is what I use to make all my collages. I love using this app to make collages, mood boards, anything like that, making certain things for my YouTube. I'll quickly show you, but when I open my Canva, this is what it looks like. And if I go to my projects, my last project was this, where I made a whole bunch of collages. They're just loading up. But yeah, so I can like easily and super quickly make collages using this app. It's also a website, and I've mainly use the website, but I do like using it on my iPad too. And there's like, you can do a lot with Canva, so I definitely recommend it. Like you can use it for presentation slides, you can use it for resumes, you can use it for different like flyers. Like I've used this so much. I've also used it a lot while I was in school. I definitely recommend it. There's like just so much you can use with it, and there's so many different templates that look so good and will fit for whatever like theme or vibe you're going for. So I definitely recommend Canva. Okay, so then the last folder that I have is my work folder, which was previously titled my school folder, but I'm graduated now, so I deleted some apps that I don't really use anymore because they were like specifically for school. And yeah, anyway, so the first app I have is my Outlook app, and this is the app that I would use to always check my school email, which I'm probably going to delete this app soon because I think, first of all, I think it's broken because all of my emails are unread, but it still is showing that 47 like unread emails notification. But yeah, also like my school email is gonna like, the account is going to close soon, so obviously I'm not even going to use it for anything. So yeah, that was just the app that I used to check all my school emails. And then I have GoodNotes, which GoodNotes is the app that I used, and I still use it for something, so it was the main app I used for taking notes on my iPad. Yeah, so I really liked GoodNotes. I would really recommend it. I know a lot of people try to decide between Notability and GoodNotes. I think they're both paid. I know GoodNotes for sure you had to pay for it. But yeah, I really liked GoodNotes. I can quickly show you some stuff on GoodNotes. Okay, so I'm going to quickly show you my GoodNotes. So when you open GoodNotes, I have all these different folders. The first folder is like just a random miscellaneous folder, and then I have different semesters and different stuff like that. And then I also have workout folders because I do have some workout guides like downloaded to my iPad. I'll show you my last semester of school folder, which I still have these. I don't even need these notes anymore, but I still have them on here. So my last semester was fall 21, so I had a different folder for my classes. But if I click on one, I had it, you can separate it by labs and lectures, and then if I go to lectures, it has like all of my lectures that I had for this course. And I really like this app because you are able to import PDFs to this app and like write all over them. You can have different notebooks and write it. There's like a lot of different things you can do with this app. Really good for note taking. There's a lot of videos on YouTube on how to take notes with GoodNotes, and I watched that when I first got this iPad, so their tips really helped me out a lot. So I definitely recommend you look at those if you are thinking about getting GoodNotes for school. Okay, and the next app I have is Notion, and I haven't used Notion in a while, but I know it's a good app for productivity and scheduling and stuff like that. I'm not going to show you it because I feel like it's just very unupdated, so maybe in the future I'll do a video on Notion. But I do really like using it, and I feel like I just stopped using it because like once I mainly was using it for school and stuff, but then once I graduated I just stopped using it because there was less things that I had to plan and like schedule. But I might not get back into using it. So yeah, it's another great app for like productivity, organization, scheduling, stuff like that. And then the last app I have is PDF Expert, which is basically an app that you can use to sign and import any PDFs. Like if there's important documents you need to sign, you can import them on PDF Expert, and it's a really quick and easy way to sign them. It needs a signature, and you can also fill in certain like sections of the document without having to like print it out and then like scan it back to your computer, stuff like that. So I really liked using that app on my iPad. I definitely recommend getting an iPad if you are a student because it just makes taking notes a lot more convenient, having it all on one device rather than having to carry around multiple notebooks, binders, and stuff like that. It's a lot more organized system in my opinion. I know some people aren't into digital note taking, but like once you start doing it, I feel like you like it more and you get more used to it. I really liked using it for like my last like semesters of school, and overall I still think it's a great investment and purchase because I use this literally every day for so many different things. It's so helpful with making thumbnails and different stuff for YouTube, and just like there's so much stuff you can do on it. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if there's any videos you want to see from me in the future. Let me know any video requests you have. I definitely want to make videos that you would want to watch and want to see from me, so just let me know. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and give this video a big thumbs up. And yeah, that's it for now. I will see you next Sunday for a brand new video.